Thank you for waiting patiently, Miss Betty. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hello. Okay, so there are women, there's plenty of examples of women who have an exclusive lifestyle that are married to wealthy men. If that's the case, then there'll be no women that were born into wealth that be married right now. It's all about proximity, right? So if if you are in a neighborhood where there's a bunch of wealthy men, you're more than likely going to marry a wealthy man. And actually, men with money are more likely to get married the higher up you go into in your financial status. I mean, look at the statistics. Um, because they actually there's a benefit to them because in the United States, uh, there's a financial benefit to marriage. You get a lot of tax write-offs and things like that. So there's that. Secondly, we need to stop threatening women with marriage. If you know get this amount of money, you'll never be able to get married. You'll be single for the rest of your life. Like you need to date down because if that nobody will ever want you. Like stop threatening women with marriage. Not every woman wants to be married. And this is coming from a married woman. I wanted to be married. I love my husband, but not every woman's goal for their life is marriage. So we also need to stop telling women that the prettier they are, the more likely they are to find somebody that's going to bankroll their lifestyle. We need to stop telling women that,
That's a fact, though, Miss Betty. I'm sorry to cut
yeah,
you off.
because
No, no, no,
you,
no, 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 no. I'm saying I respectfully disagree with you on that.
mhm.
What
It's
I'm
not a
saying,
fact.
what I do, and I don't mean to cut you off, but like, I respectfully disagree with you on that. Pretty privilege is a thing, and at the end of the day, whether it be an athlete, an entertainer, whether it just be a wealthy man that has a business, um, more times than not, the woman that they're with, the woman that's their girlfriend, the woman that's their wife, she looks a certain way. And when I say look a certain way, I'm not talking about aesthetic. I'm not talking about having a BBL. I'm not talking about having tatas that sit up perfectly. But conventionally, to most men, she would be considered an attractive woman.
Yeah, so that
A
I
woman that
agree
doesn't
with
fit
that.
that mold. She's not. She the chances of her being with a man that can bankroll her lifestyle is very slim to none. But go ahead.
And I agree with that. But what I mean by bankroll her lifestyle is that when you tell that to women, that is their goal. Like that is their only goal is to be pretty. And then when you put that on top of the more money she makes, the less her dating pool is. You got all these women who are just banking the chances of them getting married on their looks. And that's it. And that's why you got a bunch of broke pretty females that always got the handout asking for trips, and that's why you got a bunch of city girls right now. You got a bunch of pretty girls out there just with the handout. They don't want to do anything else. And that's why we're in the situation that we're at, because we told women that we don't care about your education, your careers. All we want you to do is look pretty. And that's why you got a bunch of city girls right now. So
Can I speak to that really quick?
mhm.
So when you say we told girls that we don't care about your education and all this other stuff, again, bruh, y'all need to listen. I hate having to talk like this, but I have to talk like this for y'all to really be able to understand. When a man does not care about you, when a man is just lusting after you, when a man just wants to fuck you, he is not going to care about you. He doesn't give a damn about you having certain characteristics, certain qualities, certain attributes as a woman. When a man is pursuing a woman for as a girlfriend, when a man is pursuing a woman as a wife, all of that stuff is going to matter. Like I said, especially to a man that has worked very hard to put himself in a certain position in life, him having investments and assets and things of that nature, the woman that he's going to procreate with, if something happens, the woman whose hands this stuff is going to be left in, it does matter. It is way deeper than how fat your ass is and how you look. And again, what a lot of women are having a hard time not understanding but accepting is that a lot of them are not taken serious by a lot of men that they come across and deal with. That's what it really is. But go ahead.
And then lastly, Rihanna, Oprah, all these high earning women, apparent I guess they're with men that can still afford their lifestyle. I mean, whatever his name is, ASAP Rocky or whatever his name is, he can still afford Rihanna's lifestyle. He can still take her on trips. He can still do a bunch of things. So I think, like, with women who actually, have a brain in their head, it's not that they don't want a man that makes less than them. They want a man who could still afford her lifestyle. Like you said, no woman's going to lower her standard of living. Matter of fact, I live in California, and a lot of the housewives in California, or the stay-at-home moms in California, they're one of two things. One, their husbands are very wealthy and they can afford to stay home, or two, they were forced into it because they got kids, and childcare is a whole mortgage payment within itself. So it's like, I could go to work, but I'll just be going to work to pay childcare. So why would I do that when I can stay home and take care of my own kids? So that's one of the two things that's happening out here. So I'm just I agree. I agree with building with a man as when you're young. uh when you're in your 20s, maybe early 30s, I've said that many times before. I too have built with my husband. I met him in my 20s. I don't know about being established in my career in my 40s, being with a man that can't afford my lifestyle, and then I'm sitting here holding him down while he can, can't get a steady job. That don't make sense to me at my big age of 36. But that's already established in her career. But when I was in my 20s in college, and a guy's, working, at Chipotle or something like that, to me, yeah, I'm gonna build with him. But now at this age that I'm at, if there was a woman that was like asking me these type of questions, no, I would tell her that she should find a man that could afford her lifestyle. There are great men who make a decent uh who make decent money, that can also have good characteristics, that can also have great personalities. Just because you make money doesn't mean you're automatically going to be an asshole. Like, that's the example that we always give people. Oh, he got money, but he doesn't have character. Like, why
That's what
you
women do. Men don't do that.
that's what they say. They say, just because he makes money doesn't mean he's going to be good to you. He's going to cheat on you. He's going to blah blah blah. He could make money and have great character, because there's plenty of men who don't make money and have a shitty character as well, right? So, because who are those called? Pookies. And apparently y'all say we mess with them a lot. So so we need to stop. We need to start. Women need to keep their high standards and date who meets their standards. And if they don't meet their standards, then, oh well, they're gonna be single. And,
So
and maybe that's exactly what they need, because I'm not going to recommend that a woman be with any piece of a man just to have a man around. I want women to be happy with the person that they were with and choose wisely, because that's what we say all the time. All the time, you should have picked better. Well, if she's going to have a baby with a man that can't keep a job and can't even buy diapers, then what are you going to tell her? She should have picked better. Oh, but he's a nice guy. Okay, but you know what? Nice guys, niceness isn't going to be able to support a family. So I want him to have good character, and I want him to be able to support a family, and that's what I want for my ladies.
okay, and I'm gonna say this, and then you can reply if you want to. Okay, first of all, and I know that I was talking about celebrities earlier because I was just bringing that up. But yes, I mean, that's why I said ASAP is not a slouch. Like, ASAP is worth 8 figures, so ASAP is well off. He can take Rihanna wherever he wants to take her. He can buy her whatever he wants to buy her that she can buy for herself. Yes, but let's not focus on celebrities or people that have this wealth that you and I don't have right now. I'm just talking about the average everyday people, okay? Like, some girl that's living downtown in her city in a high rise that overlooks the city. She's not really going to be interested in some guy that's in a studio apartment somewhere. It's just not going. Most modern women are just not doing that, and nobody's saying anything about anybody lowering their standards. We're just saying at the end of the day, whether people want to accept it or not, the truth is the more accomplished and more successful and more money a woman makes, it becomes harder for her to date because of the standards that y'all have. Men
I
don't
I
say.
don't believe that. And here's why. Because you guys always like want to talk about the Pookies. And the Pookies don't got no money. They have no money. But they got the looks and they got the mouthpiece and they always got women. So when you say it's either one, we only want to date men who's our standards, or two, we dating the Pookies. And
So
they
are you
have
telling me?
and that
Are
means
you are
like
you telling
what's
me?
happening?
Are you telling me majority of women are dating men that not only don't aren't on the same socioeconomic level as them, but don't have anything going on at all. No, and let
I'm
me and let
telling
me
you
let
that
me let
social
me hold
media
on.
is cap.
Wait. Let me not use the word dating. Okay. Let me say being in a relationship, because these women are clearly fucking a lot of different men and will fuck a lot of different men. But who are they actually being? Are they in actual relationships with these people for the most part?
Actually, studies show that, especially Black women, we are least likely to have hookups, and Black men are most likely to have hookups. And yes, these women are they come on social media and they tell you what their preferences are and how they want men that make more money than them. But in real life, these women are dating men that make just as much as them, or maybe less than them, or holding these men down.
Absolutely, I'm
They
aware.
are.
Yes, yeah, I'm aware of that. But it's one thing. Okay, it's one thing to be doing something. But is that what they ultimately want though? And that's the point of this conversation.
No,
The
everybody wants better for themselves. Some
Right, but
people
everybody
unfortunately
can't
want
have
better for
everybody
themselves
cannot.
than themselves.
Exactly, but everybody cannot have better. And the higher up a woman is, because of her natural hypergamy and her standards of wanting a man that's at the very least on the same level as her, it is going to be harder for her to date than a because men don't majority of men don't say, "Oh, I'm on this level and I need a woman to be on the same level as me." Because at the end of the day, no matter how much money this woman makes, no matter how successful she is, if she goes out to dinner, she's expecting the man to pull out his card. She's expecting the man to just do certain things, especially pertaining to financials. So majority of women they don't want to be doing the stuff that they're doing, but they don't have a choice to.
Yeah, but at the same time, why would I not want a man to keep me at the same socio economic level that I am at? If I usually go to certain restaurants, why would I date a man? Unless it's like a fun thing where, I've never been to this place before. But if I go to a certain caliber of restaurants to go out and eat, and I do that for myself, why would I date a man that could not do that for me? Why would
I'm
I
not
then lower my standards and date this guy that could not afford the lifestyle that I am living?
You're making my point, Miss Betty. I'm not selling anybody to lower their standards. That is why it is going to be harder for that woman to date, because she does not want to do that.
So what do you suggest she
But wait,
do?
but wait, but wait, but wait. That is not the thing about that statement is that if she makes more money, the likelihood that she finds somebody that makes as much money as her goes down strictly because not that many people make a lot of money. It has nothing to do with her like settling or her being hypergamous or anything like that. It's just like Betty is saying. So if you're in a pool, if you're in her pool becomes smaller because the more money you make for anybody, man or woman, the more money you make, if you're trying to meet somebody on your same socioeconomic level, it's gonna get smaller and smaller and smaller. It's not because of all that other stuff you're saying. It's just the numbers, right? Like if you make 100 grand, what percentage of people are you? What group of people are you in? Like what percentage, right? You're in the top 10% of wage earners in America if you make six figures. 10%. So your pool is really really small at that point.
Oh yeah, and I'm
It's
gonna
not
say this,
big.
But
and then I'm gonna mute. What do you suggest that woman do if you're saying she shouldn't settle?
I'm not
or
I'm
lower
not
her
saying
standard.
I'm not saying she should or she should not settle. All I am saying is that it is going to be significantly hard for her. And I want to touch on something public offender real estate, and I'll get back to your question. Public offender, respectfully, because listen, the average black man, the average black woman in this country make between 42 and 45K. So if we want to just talk about with people within our group of people, let's say a woman is making 100K and she wants to date a brother, but she wants to date a brother that's on the same level as her. Public offender, again, like I said, majority of men do not walk around here saying that I need a woman to be on my level, especially financially. Because if a man has believes in being a provider, he is going to be largely responsible for the financial obligations of the relationship that he's in. So he's not caring too much about how much money she makes. So at the end of the day, the more money a man makes, the more accomplished and successful he becomes, his dating pool opens.
Sounds like a problem of the
You're
man,
talking
though,
about a
sir.
woman that
That's
lives
the
in a
what.
high rise. Hold on. If you're talking about a woman that lives in a high rise and a man that lives in the studio, right? So if he's going to be the sole financial provider for her, but he can't afford to keep her in the same high rise that she lived in, and he wants her to go and live in some studio apartment so that he can be a sole provider, like why would she do that?
I'm not telling her to reduce her lifestyle. What I am saying is there are not going to be a lot of men that are in the high rise like she's in.
What are you
So,
telling her to do? I
okay,
guess that's the question.
listen to me. So, if since a lot of these women cannot get a man that is on their level, you're either going to be by yourself and live this made up quote unquote rich auntie lifestyle that these women are talking about nowadays, or you're going to date down. This I always say this. One second,
So what?
public offender. I always say this. At the end of the day, as a man or a woman, you cannot say you are not settling while you are also not attracting what it is that you want. So to all the women in here that say that they're not settling, but this is the truth at the end of the day. Y'all get on here and say you're not settling, but you don't get any interest from the men that you want, that you desire. That if you were with these men, you wouldn't be settling. These men do not look your way. You don't get any significant minute interest from these men. These men don't spit in your direction. So stop saying that you're not settling. You're not settling for nothing. You're the universe, the universe, the world is giving you what you qualify for. So in all reality, you think you qualify for what you want, but you really don't qualify for it. And that's why you're not getting it. So at the end of the day, you either gonna be by yourself or you gonna entertain what you qualify for. Period.
So what are you telling? What are you? Once again, you didn't answer my question. What are you suggesting to them? You're basically stating the obvious. They already know that. So what are you suggesting to them? Are you suggesting that they date down? Are you like what are you suggesting to them
Brother,
then? What is
public
the
offender, I
solution?
literally just answered your question. I will answer it again without saying too much. You are either going to be by yourself because you're not attracting men that are on your level, or you are going to date men that are not on your level if you really want to be in a relationship. Those are your only two options when you're not attracting men that are on your level.
Those are not suggestions. Once again, you're telling them you're trying to predict their outcome, which is okay, right? Cool. Yeah, that's what you think will happen to them. I'm not gonna argue against that. I'm asking you though. You're talking to a woman that is in this position. What are you asking? What would you suggest to her to do? What would be your suggestion if she wanted to be in a relationship with somebody, right? What would be your suggestion?
Okay, okay. Brother, I just answered. Listen, again, we are talking. I did answer your question. Again, we are talking about a woman that is in this specific position that is having a hard time being able to attract men that are on her level. So at the end of the day, she is okay. These are her three suggestions. She go back to the drawing board and do some reconnecting of the dots and find out what work she needs to put in to possibly get these outcomes that she's currently not getting. That's suggestion number one. Suggestion number two, be happily single. Or suggestion number three, because you are not attracting these caliber of men that you feel that you qualify for and that you feel you desire and that you feel that you are on your level. If you really want to be in a relationship, then you are going to have to date a man or men that are not on your level.
So you're telling her to date down. That's what I was getting at, because that's what I knew you were saying. Just like Betty was saying. And you kept saying, I'm not saying that. You literally just
Did
said
you
that, sir.
did you
That's what I'm
okay,
saying. Like,
okay,
why are you
did you
lying? Why
okay,
are you
did you
trying to
okay,
hide that?
hold on. So okay, so you only acknowledge I just gave you three suggestions, but you only acknowledged one.
Yes, because one of them is the suggestion to date down. Therefore, you're suggesting that they date down. Whether you're suggesting other things as well, one of them is to date down, which Miss Betty asked you, and you said no. I'm not telling them to do that because you know that because your whole end game is to shame successful women into settling for you or for somebody like you who doesn't make as much money as them or who aren't on their level mentally or whatever the case may be. So you're trying to bring them down by shaming them and scaring them with you're going to be single, but they already know they can be single. That's okay. They're okay with that. And then you just said the quiet part loud. Yeah, date down. That's what I'm saying. Like, all I be wanting y'all to do is be honest, though. Like, that's the thing that upsets me is like y'all don't be honest about what you really want. Like, just tell the truth.
I just gave three suggestions and you only chose to acknowledge one. So you tell me what you would tell that woman then.
I would tell that woman to do whatever the hell she wants to do because I don't tell women what to do. But if it were my friend and she was like, I'm having a hard time finding a man on my level, I would acknowledge, yeah, because it's hard to find a man that is successful. First of just off the bat, financially successful that makes as much money as you if you make a lot of money, and then you want to add the caveat of, oh, and I want an emotionally intelligent man. I want a man of high character. Blah 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 blah. Then the odds go down, down, down for every one of those things, right? So I'm not going to tell her to change her approach at all because I know ultimately is going to lead to if she quote unquote dates down. If she dated, she would probably be happier if she dated down financially than if she did dating down for a man who had good money but low character, right? Like that's my guess. I don't know that to be, true or not. That's just my guess. So I would say, I mean, if you had to choose the guy with the best character, right? But I'm not going to tell her to settle for either guy. I'm going to say get what you want, and if you can't get what you want, if you're okay with being single, then be single. Which a lot of them are clearly okay with being single based on the statistics. Women who are single and don't have kids are happy. They're okay. They're doing just fine. So we don't need to shame them into like one day you're going to be single. Like they're okay being single, sir. That's what I'm saying.
How can a
And I'm
woman
gonna
say
say this, and then I'm gonna drop, ladies. I'm in no way telling you that you have to find a man that is the sole provider. I agree with the public offender as far as get what you want. Me personally, I live in California. My husband is not a sole provider. It's expensive up in these parts. We both contribute to bills. I built with him. I met him in my 20s. We built together. We contribute to bills. He helps me cook, clean, take care of the kids. I help him cook, clean, take care of the kids. We do it all, and that is the man that I chose that makes me happy. And I just suggest that everybody find a good man out there that meets their standards, that makes them happy. My husband met my standards, and my standards was not a sole provider, and that is okay as well. And I'm going to drop you guys. Thank you for having me up.
all right, see you, Ms. Betty.